I am Kamali, taking you through the stories people are talking about and sharing around the world on NewsFeed today. A deal agreed to help with the migrant crisis in the Med, but will it work? 5 people are killed in a newsroom in the United States. The killer had been venting his anger at the paper on social media. Clinging to the ride, we'll tell you what's going on in this viral video from Florida. And Friday's Animals Doing Stuff. Why is this feline being such a scaredy cat? Top of our newsfeed, migrants in the Mediterranean. Now, thousands have crossed from North Africa en route to Europe in the past few weeks. Now, the numbers are way down on what they once were, but people are still dying. They set sail in boats not worthy of the name. Now, before we focus on the situation at sea, there seems to have been a deal of sorts reached by politicians in Brussels after hours and hours and hours of talks. They've agreed to set up new migrant centres where people who want to get to Europe will be assessed and processed. And it's Italy's new government which held all the cards in this deal. Italy's been the main point of entry for people coming from North Africa, and that's fueled anti-immigration sentiment among Italians, leading to the current populist coalition that's now in charge. This is what the Prime Minister said after the deal was agreed.
At the end of this European Council meeting, we have a more responsible and a more united Europe. Italy is no longer alone.
You see, the EU realised Italy was not going to allow the status quo to continue after Italy's recent crackdown on the migrant rescue ship, the Aquarius. Here's Tamina to explain.
Italy's new anti-immigrant policy by its populist government has been stopping migrant rescue ships from docking in ports. It's accusing the charities that run these ships of being a migrant taxi service. Hundreds of migrants were stranded on the Aquarius in the Mediterranean Sea after Italy and Malta refused to allow it to dock. The ship was eventually rerouted 1,000 kilometres to Valencia, and the migrants were accepted by Spain.
For a long journey, just to resupply the ship and to change the crew, while we are turning our back to people in distress, so it is extremely frustrating.
The arrival of nearly 700,000 people by boat since 2013 has been a problem for Italy.
European governments to prioritize the safety of the people and to respect the international maritime law, which states that every people in distress at sea should be rescued and brought to a place of safety.
More than 30,000 migrants have died while trying to cross the Mediterranean Sea since the beginning of the 1990s.
And of course, thousands have been turned back too. Some found themselves in Algeria, and that's led to a situation developing in the Sahara.
As you can see, I am an undercover reporter. I'm reporting live from the desert between Algeria and Niger. This is the convoy going over there, and it's a massive convoy, massively deporting blacks to a no man's land where anything can happen. You got women and children into these trucks.
Baby passed away.
Did you bury him?
Yes, the people helped me. 1 or 2 men, a Guinean, 1 Sierra Leonean. They all helped me. And I appreciate it. To them, thank you. I had miscarriage on the road. Another girl who's a Cameroonian had miscarriage. Miscarriage, the same thing I had. We lost our baby. Our baby was killed. Women were lying dead, men, because there's no water, no food, starvation, children, kids, and all. Other people got wounded. Other people got missing in the desert because they didn't know the way.
Now, people in Thailand have been tweeting and sharing their support for the rescue effort to find 12 footballers and their coach who've been trapped in a cave system for 6 days. And the first search to find the team has not let up, and there's still hope. If they manage to find somewhere dry, there's still a chance they could be found alive. Let's have a look at what else is trending on social media. Now, Drizzy has dropped today. It's OVO season. The new album is called Scorpion. It's 25 tracks deep, and that's what they used to call a double album. Jay's on there, and there's a track with Michael Jackson. Well, that's my weekend listening sorted. We'll report back on Monday with how good it is.
You trying to check? This is real life. Think we playing chess. So what's next?
Well, it's Friday, so hayırlı cumalar, as they say here in Turkey. That means have a blessed Friday. It's trending worldwide as the millions of Turks around the globe offer blessings to everyone. Now, 5 people have been killed in a shooting inside the newsroom of a local newspaper in the US city of Annapolis. 2 others were injured. The shooter has been arrested. Apparently, the newspaper, the Capital Gazette, had written a number of pieces about the suspect. He also tried to sue them for defamation and had posted a bunch on his social media, venting his anger at the publication. Now, despite the tragedy, staff at the paper still managed to get on with their jobs. This is their front page. It shows the 5 people who were killed: Gerald Fishman, Rob Hyson, John McNamara, Rebecca Smith, and Wendy Winters. Now, the conversation online about this shooting has gone into an even darker place. Only a few days ago, US media reported that the professional troll and alt-right hero Milo Yiannopoulos called for people to start shooting reporters. This is apparently the stock response that Milo sends when journalists ask him for comments on stories. Yes, you are reading that right. It says, "I can't wait for the vigilante squads to start gunning journalists down on sight." And it's not just Milo who's been engendering vitriol against journalists. This goes right up to the top. Last year, US President Donald Trump tweeted this: "The fake news media is the enemy of the American people." And again, earlier this month, he wrote, "Our country's biggest enemy is the fake news, so easily promulgated by fools." All right, moving on now. In the Football World Cup in Russia, as the saying goes, all good things must come to an end, and so is the case with the love-in between Mexican and South Korean fans. Now, the Koreans are furious after Mexicans started using racist gestures like this. Now, these TV hosts have been stood down indefinitely after they did this on TV while talking about Korea's upset over in Russia. Now, if that isn't bad enough, Mexican fans have been posting pictures making the same gesture online as a way of thanking South Korea for knocking Germany out of the World Cup. It's not cool, guys. Now, politics and sport, 2 things that go together like fries and apple pie. Nice enough on their own, together, not so much. So when 2 footballers of Kosovan origin made political statements after scoring for Switzerland during the World Cup, there's bound to be repercussions, and there were. What was more expected was what came next. Take a look. let's take you around the world for some other stories you need to know this Friday. Now, this video was filmed in Florida. As you can see, that guy is clinging to the hood of the car as it speeds along the highway. Now, it's obviously gone viral. The video is insane. And the guy clinging to the hood manages to call the police as he's flying feet first down the road. Now, the woman who was driving the car has since been arrested. And a bomb scare at an Australian airport was caused after this rabbit was left in the toilets. He's being looked after and his owner is being looked for. After years of waiting, Halo have announced they are actually going to create a TV series. It'll be on Showtime, it'll have 10 episodes, and production begins early next year. Now here's a stat that surprised us. In 2015, more people died taking selfies than they did from shark attacks. Okay, maybe it's not that surprising considering the amount of selfies people take these days. And with that in mind, some popular tourist spots are banning them for your own safety. Now, a British royal has visited Palestine, the first time one's been in the occupied territories. Prince William made the visit and made all the right noises while there. But will his visit have had any impact to the peace process?
And I'm very glad that our two countries work so closely together. My message tonight is that you have not been forgotten. It has been a very powerful experience to meet you and other Palestinians living in the West Bank and to hear your stories. The United Kingdom stands with you as we work together for a peaceful and prosperous future.
And it's Friday and we have a peach of an animals doing stuff. Take a look. This is the moment that a cat spies a snake on the table. As you can tell from the cat's reaction, it's never seen a snake before and he is none too impressed. All right, that's your lot from the NewsFeed team. Reach out to us with your questions, comments, complaints and suggestions. I'm at Kamali Melbourne. You'll find us 24/7 on Twitter, YouTube and Facebook. Follow, subscribe and add. See you again tomorrow.